Good afternoon, guys. Joe here with the Black Rock Central Railroad with a surprising scene here. This is McCormick Industrial Park, minus just about every building, with the exception of my plastics factory, because I haven't got up that far yet. After my guests left yesterday, I decided it was time to get back to doing a little bit of change in here. Some of my track is going to be moved a little bit. This particular section back here that went to the nut and bolt warehouse is actually going to be moved out away from the background there, or away from the from the background there, about a ½ an inch, which is just going to give me a little bit more room to maneuver the trains around there. For the most part, they tend to hit the loading docks on the way in, and that was never measured correctly from the get-go. So we're just going to put a little bit of a bend in that track and then straighten it back out again, and then put the buildings back in. That particular building, though, is going to be slid down some to try to space these buildings out a little bit more than what they were. You can go back and look at some of the other videos and see how everything was laid out here. And I want to try to make a little bit more room so that the buildings aren't all sitting on top of each other, which just doesn't look very realistic. This particular stub end track there is for the cold storage building. That may move probably a ½ an inch to an inch towards this way. Yeah, let me get my other hand in there so you can see where I'm pointing. It's going to go that way. And this track here to the bakery, or to the grain mill, I should say, it may get moved and straightened out, so that instead of the buildings going this way here and this way, I may just be able to take them straight back. This second part of the building, though, will have to be cut down some, so that it'll slide up there. And Sparky's building will be going back in here somewhere. I'm not sure where. And then the grain elevator is not going to change a whole heck of a lot. It may get a little bit of detail painting, a little bit of touch-up painting, because that's one of the oldest buildings that I have on here. So as we progress here, I will keep you informed as to what's going on. So until the next time, bye for now. Okay, guys, day 2 of this little bit of a rebuild. We did the track there in the back has been moved towards the front of the layout to give me a little bit more room for the background building there. That's where the nut and bolt and hardware building goes. We did also cut about 5 inches off the end of that track so the building can move down some. And we're in the process here of just throwing some fake looking trees in the background there. Nothing but sponge paint. But I'm out of 2 colors of the green that I've been using. So I'm going to have to go to the store and pick some of them up. But we'll get to that eventually. We did add another section of concrete in here, which is this particular section right here. That way our building can move down a little bit more too. And we're in the process here of changing another one of the tracks. This particular track here, let me stand up here on my little stool so you can get a better view of this. This particular track came around and curved into that bare section you can see there. We've straightened that out. This is where our bakery goods and yeah, what do you want to call it, flour mill, whatever it happens to be back there, will have to be cut down some so that it will fit up against the background. But instead of that building being at two different angles, I think I'm going to be able to make it a straight shot. So as soon as that dries, then we're going to fill that all in with plaster. So that it looks like it's actually embedded in the concrete there. And we did add one more piece of the foam for the concrete. That triangular section there has been added in, which also gives me a little bit more room to play with the buildings. So we're going to continue on as things dry up. I've been doing a little bit of odds and ends on the buildings themselves, adding some electrical power meters to them, rain gutters or downspouts and that kind of stuff, just to add a little bit of details. So we'll show you all them as we get them put back on the layout. So till next time, bye. Okay everybody, this is the end of day 3 of this minor little overhaul of the industrial area or the industrial park. Some of the details that have been put on here, and I've moved things around just a little bit. Repainted my little engine shed there. It was blue. It's now the buff color that Black Rock Central likes to use for their own equipment or their own buildings. We changed the sign on the grain elevator. It's the same sign, it's just on a different backer now, so it stands up a little bit better and doesn't move around. And we have a larger space now in here. We took Sparky's fireworks manufacturing plant out. A little while ago, Container Man noticed that. He says, putting the fireworks factory right next to the grain elevator could be opening yourself up for one hell of an explosion eventually. So we've moved that to a different area back here. But that does give us a little bit more room back here. We have kind of painted the backdrop a little bit. We cut the corner off of the dark gray building here as part of the bakery. We cut the rear corner off so we could move it a little bit. And we straightened this track out so that now it's not a curve here at the end. So the two buildings can be closer together. So we cut down the walkway in between the two buildings and shrunk that area up a little bit. We still have a background building thrown in there. That's just one of those flats. Our cold storage area is in the same place that it was. It hasn't changed anything. We did add a little bit more concrete in here so that our cooling tower is actually sitting on concrete and not on gravel. American Hardware is basically in the same spot that it was, although it has been moved that direction by about 5 inches. We cut the track a little shorter to make up for it. We moved that section of track, as I talked about earlier, which gives us a little bit more room in there. And we put Sparky's fireworks building down here in this bare area, which meant I could get rid of a couple of those ugly looking backgrounds that I had in there before. I do still have a little bit of room in here, but not a whole heck of a lot. Our plastics company didn't change at all. All we did was move things out of the way so we could paint the backdrop, put it all right back where it came from. And like I say, we spent about 3 days doing this. We do still have some more painting to do back here in the corner, but that's going to get done when I start the same process over again with the cement plant. Like we're just going to do some more detail adds in there and a couple other odds and ends. Can't do much rearranging with that. It's pretty well set the way it belongs. But we're going to add some more details to the buildings in there. Some more electrical boxes and conduits and that kind of stuff. But that will wait a couple of weeks before we decide to play with that area. I'm not exactly sure how we're going to go about doing that yet. But just wanted to show the end result for my 3 days worth of work. Speed you back up here again. Try not to make you too sick. But the track plan didn't change a whole heck of a lot. Like I said, the one track there in front of Sparky's and the nut and bolt place or American Hardware did get moved about a ½ an inch away from the backdrop. And the other track here that goes to the bakery and my milling area, that's now a straight track that does go back into the concrete. It is embedded in the concrete back there in the corner. So that's what we've been doing here on the Black Rock Central. Next video, don't know what we're going to do, but we'll do something. But that'll conclude this little bit of an update. Thank you all for watching. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Hey, we're over 380 now finally. So we're not that far from 400. But it's going to be a while before I hold a contest because it's going to take me forever to get to 500. So we will talk at y'all later. This is Joe from the Black Rock Central. Y'all have a good one. Bye for now.